Craftaholics, and if this is your first time here, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Peggy and welcome to my studio. Today we are going to put the binding system and the pages into our first album, which is Winter, in our series A Year in Memories. So I have actually, let me put this aside, I have actually pre-cut, scored, and taped everything so that it's not like a 3-hour video. Since I am behind in getting this to you guys, and I do apologize, but we're trying to get on track here, and hopefully this is the beginning. Anyway, the first piece we're going to do is our fin system for binding, and this piece is 9 inches high by 7 inches wide. Okay, and very, very simple. You're going to score, and I'll try to put all this down in the description box in case you don't get it right now, but score first at 1 inch, and then you're just going to score every half of an inch to 6 inches. So every one of them, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let me move my scoreboard out of the way. This is the only one that I actually haven't taped and everything. So I'm going to show you, if you have a hard way, I sometimes have a difficult time getting these folded evenly. And I know some people have a hard time remembering where to put the tape. So we're going to try something new. And before putting the tape on, okay, these two 1-inch ends are going to be on, let me show you, I'm sorry. Oh, you didn't see my arm, that's good, I hid that. They're going to be on this part of the album cover, this part right here. Okay, so the next part in, this is our first kind of a gap. So these next two, so you're going to skip one of the 1/2 inches, and the next 2 1/2-inch pieces, you're going to pull up like this, like that, okay? And then you're going to fold over one side, one way, and then you're going to bring them and fold them back this way, okay? Okay. That's one of our fins. Then we have another 1/2-inch gap for a gusset. And then we're going to take the next 2 1/2-inch up like we did the first one. Fold it over this way. And then fold it right back towards us. Or sideways, whichever way is easiest for you. Forward, back, side, whichever is most comfortable. Okay, now we have our second fin. Then we're going to take another 1/2-inch gusset and go to the next 2. Do the same thing. Pull these up into a peak, fold them forward, and then fold them backward. Okay. Now your peaks are all right there. So I'm not folding those yet. Now, if you turn it over, you'll see where these big valleys, that's where your tape goes, okay? And now they're 1/2-inch gussets, so I am using, sorry, 3/8, that's not my 3/8. Where's my 3/8? Here's one. It's hiding because it's so little right now. Okay, I am using 3/8-inch tape, just so I don't get any too high or on outside of the fin there. So we're going to take this, and looking this way, on this side of my valley, I'm going to put a piece of tape right in the middle, actually. Remember, don't pull on your tape because it will make your paper buckle and your cardstock. Oh, and this is, I'm sorry, guys. This is 80-pound cardstock. It is Hammermill, and I will link it down below. I get it on Amazon. Hold on a second. I get it on Amazon. Sorry, it looks like this, and it is really, really nice cardstock. Okay, sorry about that. I can't believe I forgot that part. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, Now we see our flat part, go right down to the next valley on the back. If you hear some snoring or noises, Frankie is down here in the studio. He's very sick today. I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but he has been making a lot of noises, so just bear that in mind if you hear him. Okay, and our next little valley from the back, we're going to put tape there. Okay, now what we can do is we're going to put our peaks together on the other side. Let's see, where is the pokey tool? I'm looking, there it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take up the tape backing on one of our little valleys here and fold it over. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to take the tape up on another one of our little valleys on the back and just fold it. Whoop, just fold it. This one is in the way. It's going the wrong direction. There we go. And fold this one over. Okay. And then just take the tape off of the third and fold this one over. Okay. When you turn it over, there are your 3 fins, and you're going to work them both ways with your bone folder for a little bit, just to make sure that they are happy folding each, whichever way that they're being bent. Okay, there's that. Now, and this is usually easier to tape all at once, but I'm just showing you guys an easy way to do it. Now what I'm going to do is on the back, my 1-inch spots, I'm going to, well, let me see how my inch, sometimes measurements are a little bigger than you think they are. Let's see. I'm going to use my 1 inch on each end. This is the part that's going to stick down into the album to hold everything in place. So, let me put my eyes on. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Oh, goodness. I hope everybody's doing good. This should be a fun project. And remember, I'm using the Winter Market from Cartabella to paper this. That's actually the whole theme of the entire series that we're going to be doing. All but one are by Cartabella. It's all the same company. The other one is Echo Park, which is Spring Market. But it's all the same company. Everything else is by Cartabella. And I ordered mine on, I think I got them on scrapbook.com, I believe. You know, we're just going to go ahead and use the inch through here. We're just going to put tape along the entire back now. And you can use glue here. I've done that before. I prefer tape, but you can use either. But I believe, like I said, I believe I got it from scrapbook.com. But it's a beautiful series of paper. This is a little tight, but we can make it fit in there. And like I said, we started with Winter. And there's going to be a series of albums. It's going to be Winter, then there's going to be a filler album, and then Spring, filler, summer. It's a lot. Anyway, it's been winter, spring, summer, fall, 2 fillers, and of course Christmas, because Christmas gets its importante. Okay, now we are going to make sure, and I'm sorry that I sound like a dingle dork right now. It's been a long day, like I said, taking care of Frankie and everything, and worrying about him, actually since last night, but I'm hoping he's okay. If you pray, can you please pray for my little guy? Because, you know, he's my world. He and my husband are my world. Okay, let me see. I got some kind of a little mark. So let me see. Oh, right off with that awesome sauce. Okay, now I'm also going to bend at these other two, and they bend upward, since that is the way that your book will sit. Okay, and now to get our book cover, and you need to choose which side is up or down. To me, it doesn't really matter. Nah, I'll do it this way. Okay. I did get a little like nick in it right here, so I will make that the bottom. Oh, sorry. I got a little nick in it right here, so I'm going to make that the back bottom. Okay, let me take a little drink. I'm sorry, guys. I'm parched. Anyway, the way this is, these flaps, they coincide with the bends in the book, right where your front and back covers come up. They're pretty close. They're off a little bit, but you can always, there we go. If I just kind of stretch them a bit, I can make it fit. So what I'm going to do, let's see. This is always really difficult to do, but I'm going to try it a different way. I am going to undo this one piece and put it down into this. This covers bend, and then I'm going to undo the other piece and take that down into the other covers bend. I'm going to try it that way and see how that works. It doesn't hurt to try new ways. This is one of my least favorite parts of album making, and it's also, you can also use glue stick if you want to, something that's going to actually, not the repositionable like I have. This is the other one. But you can use some glue stick in case you're a little nervous. But this is my least favorite part of album making. And I usually do the stack the deck, just because it's easier. But you'll see with our pages, this is going to work perfectly. So you just make sure that you're, try to get in the middle. It's not easy when you can't get over. Okay, there's that one. And then I'm going to take this side off. And for this one, I don't really think there's a need for glue stick, at least because you've already got half of it down, and it's really not going to go that far astray, in theory. Okay, let's pull that off. And now I'm going to kind of, I'm sorry you can't see everything here right at the moment, but I'm going to, there we go. Just make sure that's all perfect. Awesome. See what I get in the middle? Kind of. It's all right. Not a big deal. Okay, so then you want to push down in between all of your fins. Okay, and then we are going to take these last two end pieces and put them down. There's a few new things I'm trying in this album, so I'm hoping that they all work. I haven't tried everything out yet actually with paper, so we shall see. Okay, now if you have used glue to hold this in, do not bend it yet. Let it dry completely. Otherwise, things will buckle. But if you have used tape, go ahead and just work that. You've already creased it. You've already, so just go ahead and work that up. But just with glue, you want to take that little extra precaution. Okay, and there is our spine. Okay. Now, the next thing that I have, let me move that aside again, are going to be the front and back covers. And I thought we would try something. I need a trash bin. I do not have one here. We're going to try putting like pockets, I believe, on them. Give that a try. I've never done that before. I mean, like a pocket, like a huge cover it all pocket. So, okay, for the front cover, you're going to need a piece that is 10.5 inches high. Let me move this out of the way for right now. by 8¼ wide, and you are going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, okay? And then you're going to add your tape like normal. And again, this is something you could use glue if you wanted to. That is completely up to you. I'm going to, okay, we're going to do our little cuts in the corner to make a nice fit. And we are going to cut off the ends down here so we have less bulk. Okay, and then we are going to fold and burnish all of our score lines here, our 3 score lines. Again, this is something I have not ever tried before, so it's good to try new things. You never know how they're going to work out or not work out unless you do. So let me grab my album again. Okay, this pocket is going to fit right on the front here, just like that. It's gonna go kind of even between all of these parts of the album. Okay, so we're gonna line that up nice and even. Okay. So I'm gonna remove actually this long piece first, the backing off the long piece of tape. Okay, let me get my glue stick. Okay. It's easier just to do one at a time, but I am going to line everything up. Normally this is what you're lining up to the end over here, but let's see. Going to try to line everything up nice and neat. And it keeps sliding because of the tape backing on it. Okay, that looks good to me. I guess all high. It's kind of hard, like I said, to do without being able to get right over top of it, but it's okay. Again, handmade, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, then we're going to take our other 2 pieces of tape backing off. Okay. And we are going to gently, there we go. Okay. Now this is the part that we're going to be matting with the paper. And on this side, sorry, my rings keep spinning. I must be losing weight, which that's awesome. For this side, you're going to take another piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11, regular size sheet, okay? And we are going to score it at 2 3/4, and then at 8 1/4. And when you fold it, let me move this out of the way a little bit. You're going to make sure that we're not going to be using this exactly yet because we still have to mat that piece. But you're going to make sure that your pieces meet in the middle, and then adjust your score lines if you need to make sure that they meet up, okay? So this we're going to keep folded. What's going to happen is we're going to use, there we go. We are going to attach this to the front and have a little flip open like that, okay? That's going to go right there. But we're going to put this aside for right now. Let's do the back. The back is going to be the exact same way as the front. It's the 10.5 by 8 1/4, and you score on these 3 sides. Okay. Same thing. We're going to cut our corners to get rid of our bulk. Okay. I hope you guys can see me. I'm trying to watch and do this. It's hard to watch your monitor and like do everything at once. It's kind of challenging to have a YouTube channel. But it makes me really, really happy. And I hope it makes you guys happy because I love meeting all of you. And I love making new friends and showing you guys some of the stuff that I like to make and crafting together. I love it. So, and I hope you guys do too. And if you do, please tell your friends. So I can grow my channel, because I'm kind of stuck right now. But, oh, goodness. I'm just kidding, kind of. Okay, let's see. A little bit of glue stick. Again, this is the one that dries. Okay. And I am, once again, and it's probably got to go down a little bit. You guys are probably yelling at me, go down more. Peg, what are you doing? Okay. Okay. I'm going to go for it. There we go. Right there. And then remove the other two tape backings. Okay. And once again, oh, you know what? Well, no, okay, I'm good. I thought I made a boo-boo, but I didn't. Okay. There we go. Got a little bit of glue there. A little bit of the adhesive. Sorry, guys, and I'm taking it for a ride right now. There we go. Okay. So on this side, we are going to, well, it's going to be matted again, but we're going to add 2 magnets, and we're going to add some ribbon, because we're going to make a journal that's going to kind of, looks like it's floating right here. Okay, and we'll be making that in 2 weeks on Wednesday for this book. Okay, there's that. Now, we have pockets. We need something to go in the pockets. So why do I have marks? I'm sorry. My ring's made a mark on that. Okay, our inserts for our pockets. Gosh, we're already 22 minutes in. Jeez Louise, I was trying to go quicker than this. Anyway, our inserts are going to be made up of a piece of cardstock that is, both are going to be 9 1/4 and 9 1/2. Hold on. Oh, goodness. They're both 9 1/4 inches high. Sorry, I don't know why I wrote 9 1/2 there. 2 of them that are 9 1/4 inches high. One is 7 1/2 inches wide, and the other is 8 inches wide. Okay. And the one that is 7 1/2, we are going to score. I mean, the one that's 8. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading and I'm talking and I'm saying the wrong thing. Okay. The piece that is 8 inches across, we're going to score 1/2 inch on this side, on the left side. Because what we're going to do when they're put together, they're going to make a book. There we go. Okay. So we're going to fold and burnish. Let me put this one aside for a second. This score line. There we go. Okay. Add a little glue stick for some confidence. And then we're going to take our other piece. Somehow I got a clump of glue stick on there. And carefully, I have to do it this way. I hope you guys can see. I'm going to carefully, well, you could do it this way as well. Probably be easier. I had glue stick all over my fingers. You're going to put this piece down, but not go over that score mark. Because then it will not close. And you will have a scrapbook. A book of scrap. Okay, there we go. You can burnish that down really well. Okay, get rid of any adhesive. And there's our other book. Okay. And these are going to also be decorated. We'll be doing that 2 weeks on Thursday. But these are just going to slide right into the sides. And we are going to put probably something decorative on the ends so you can get them back out. But that is where those are going to live when we are completely done. So let's put those aside for now. And I'm also going to put this aside for now because we're going to put our pages together first and then put them in our book. Okay. Our base pages are, of course, they're all the same size. And you're going to need six pages that are 9 inches high and 7.5 inches wide. And all of them are going to be scored a 1/2 inch. Sorry guys, that was my phone. A 1/2 inch on the left side. So we'll go ahead and do that. I have all mine, well, most of mine are. Nope, I did not score all of them. Okay. Now, I'm not going to burnish that. Well, I'm not going to add tape onto them yet because some are going to fold in a different way, and I will show you what I mean in just a moment. But the first thing we need to do is score them all a 1/2 inch on the left side. I got this idea. A couple people on YouTube of how to bind this, mainly from Genevieve Designs, and I love this idea. It's a way that you can add more pages in down the road if you need to. So what's going to happen is, let me get this book again. The pages, instead of normally how they're made and they slide over the fin, we're going to glue one to one side of the fin and one to the other side of the fin so that they're this way. And now you have basically 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each one. And then if you want to add pages, you just add on to it. Very, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to take a second and check on him, and I will be right back, and we will get these pages started, okay? I'll be right back, guys. Okay, back to the album. It's actually another day, and I've been taking care of Frankie, and hopefully he's on the upswing. But let's get to our pages. So we're going to take one of our base pages, and just in case it's a little difficult to see your score line, let's go ahead and let's burnish our little connecting flap here both ways, because it will be bending both ways. There we go, just to make sure it's nice and prepped and ready. And actually, we can even put tape on it now, because it is, and on this one it's going to be the back side that we're putting tape on. And let me see if my 1/2 inch, yep, I'm still sticking with my 3/8 inch. Okay, so my little tear tool here. Oh, goodness. So I hope everybody is having well, it's actually Saturday morning. So I hope all of you are having a good weekend so far. Like I said, mine is still up in the air because we don't know what's going on with my little guy, but that is my problem. Anyway, okay. Now onto the front and page 1. I actually have little prototypes for most of them that I'm going to be looking at to make sure I get everything put in the right place. Anyway, okay, you are going to need, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 6.5 inches high and 4 inches wide. And on one of them, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch. All the scores are at a 1/2 inch. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch at the top, and one is going to be scored at a 1/2 inch at the bottom. And your tape is going to go on the fronts because we're going to fold it down and make flaps out of them. So let me go ahead and burnish my score lines here on these. Okay, and we will get these in place. Oh, goodness. I love making albums, and I hope I can get you guys to love it too, because it's just so much fun. Okay, now this first one, I need a pair of eyes, and I can't find it. Wait, there's a pair of glasses. Okay, hold on. Okay, I want to be able to see what I'm doing. This first one is going to go at the top, and it's going to go right up against that score line. Right on the left side of it as you're looking down. So, and you can also use glue stick if you want a little bit of reassurance. Let's line it up at the top. Make sure everything is nice and straight. Press that down and give it a good burnish with your boat folder. There is flap 1. Now we are, in 2 weeks, we'll be matting everything with our papers and doing our decorating. So there's one. The next flap is our bottom flap. And this one, we're going to line up down here at this corner. So first thing we're going to do, again, is line it up at the bottom. Or you can start by the side, whichever is best for you, just to make sure that you are nice and square. Okay, there are those. Then the next 2 pieces we need are both 7 inches high and 5.5 inches wide. One is going to be scored 1/2 inch on the left, and one of them will be scored 1/2 inch on the right. And again, we're going to fold and burnish. Okay, oops. Got a little too zealous there. Okay, and our first one, and take off our backing, and it is going to be lined up down at the bottom along the score line and along the bottom of our page. So, and if you get my head in the way, I apologize. But sometimes that's how it goes. Okay, we're going to kind of line it up with the top one as well. Our top little flap there. Actually, I just made a rookie error, people. So learn from my mistakes and don't do it yourself. Before you do this, open your flaps. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I do know what I was thinking. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired and stressed, and that's what I was thinking. So anyway, open your flaps. Oy, oy, oy. And here we go. And one more time. Okay, there's that. Set down, and then if you need to adjust your scores, no problem. You can do it this way, because I'm a little over the score line at the bottom. Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to take the next one. Sorry about allergies. Oof. Medicine hasn't kicked in yet. But I want to get this done before the hubs and the pup get up. Okay, this next one. And we're going to line up along the edge. Making sure we don't go over the score line here. There you go. And burnish that. Okay, and this page is going to flap down. And if you make a mistake like this, let me show you real quick, it's not a big deal. I mean, we're going to mat it anyway. But if you just put a little bit of glue, you can glue your paper back down. And no one's really going to be the wiser, especially once it's matted and decorated. So, not a biggie, don't panic. Most boo-boos can be fixed, and if not, and just start over. The top one's going to come down. This one will go up. This one goes this way, and this one goes this way. And we are going to be adding magnets. Let's see. Oh, there's mine. Okay. We're going to add the magnets now, I guess. We could do that now. I hadn't planned out where they're going yet. I was going to wait till we... You know what? Let's wait till we decorate. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be so up in the air, but... And there go all of my needles. These are my needles for binding journals with. That's why they're so big. We're going to put those over there. Okay. That's side one. Flip it over. You guys, I got to put you on pause for a second. I have to blow my nose, and I'm not going to do that on camera. Hold on one second. And we're back. Okay. Now, the second side is a sheet that is 10 inches long, 7.5 inches high, and you're going to score at 1/2 and then at 5 1/4. And the way this is going to fold is we're going to take the larger flap, and you're going to fold it up to meet that square. You know what, let's start. Okay, sorry guys. Like I said, I'm out of sorts, and I do apologize. Let's fold the short flap down first, just so I can mark that score line. Okay, then take our larger flap, and we're going to fold it up, and it's going to be about 1/16 of an inch, maybe below the other score line. So folding in and in, because this is going to attach to this side of our album. So let's remove our tape. And again, you can use glue stick if you want to. We'll go ahead and do that just for some security. And especially since it's, you know, so early in the morning and I just got up a little while ago. Like a half hour ago. Okay. Then we're going to take this one, I'll fold it up. I usually hold my corners and my bottoms like this. Oh, let me move this up to get in frame. Sorry, if I have not been in frame, I do apologize. And just, you know, to the best that you can, just line it up along this edge, top to bottom. There we go. I'm going to open it and just burnish that down. Okay. And that's going to flap over that way. And that is page 1 and 2. So let's put those aside. Okay. Next. Sorry, guys. Gals, guys, peeps, craftaholics. Okay. Next page is going to be attached that way. So from the front side, one back side, one front side. Okay. Let's fold that over, burnish both ways, just to make sure. Okay. Okay, page 3. Let me get my little. And some of the pages are going to repeat. And you'll see what I've done. It's going to be, hopefully it will look pretty cool. Okay. You're going to need one piece that is 5.5 inches high and 8 inches wide. And you're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 of the sides. And the tape does go up on the front side. And then this is one where we need to trim our corners. So we're going to take just a little bit from there, a little bit from there. Can you tell we're making a pocket? I hope so. Okay, there we go. We've got our sides trimmed. I'm just going to go ahead and burnish these in. And I don't know why my habit is both sides and then the bottom. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Okay. Now with this one, for right now, we're only going to put the bottom down because we are going to need to mat the page. Okay. So we're just going to put, for right now, just the bottom of this pocket on. We're going, okay. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Hopefully my soda will kick in soon. Yeah, I didn't even take time to make coffee or anything. So, there you go. See how much I love you guys. But I am getting my caffeine fix, which I usually do have like a glass of Coke in the morning. Probably not the healthiest thing, but hey, you know. All right, and this one, we're going to have our binding, our flap to the left. We're going to take our pocket. And we are going to line it up along the bottom. First, you want to also make sure that you do kind of a dry fit to make sure it is going to, it will. Okay, good. Make sure it's going to fit. And we're going to take this to the bottom and over, and we're going to make sure that we're not impeding that, which we are not. And press that down. Whoops. Jeez Louise. Okay. And burnish that down. Okay. So now, once we, and we're not going to fully mat the page. We're only going to come down because you're not going to see all of it anyway. But we're going to leave the whole thing unattached just to make it easier. Okay. Our next pocket is 4.5 inches high, 5.5 inches wide, and scored again 1/2 inch on 3 of the sides. Tape on the front. I really need to make a garbage bowl. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, and we've got our pocket trimmed out. I'm going to fold and burnish our tabs here. I'm sorry about the sniffling, guys, but my allergies are so bad. Okay, now this pocket is going to attach on the right hand side in the middle, like this. Okay, guys, I paused it for a second because I made another rookie mistake. I almost put this pocket down without us matting this first. So, like I said, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so we're going to put that one aside. That was our pocket was cut at 4.5 by 5.5, which ends up being 4 by 4.5. Next pocket is 4 inches high by 5.5 inches wide. Scored 1/2 inch 3 sides around and taped on the front again. And we can go ahead and cut our corners and prep everything so it is ready for the next time when we come back and mat everything. And this pocket is going to sit down here. So they're going to be layered pockets. Okay. Let's put this, I'm going to put that one aside. Okay. Over. Page 4. Which, let's see. Okay. For page 4, and I cut this out. Did I cut this out of one piece? Yes, I actually did. Okay. This piece is 7 inches wide, so cut one piece down to 7 inches. And then you're going to cut a flap off at 4.5 inches, and then you have 6.5 inches left, and that is perfect. And the short 4.5 high piece gets scored at the top for that 1/2 inch. Tape on the top. And then the 6.5 inch piece scored a 1/2 inch at the bottom. Tape on the top. And then these we can actually put these down. We are going to burnish on our score lines. And I did not do this on the other flaps, but I'm going to do it on these because I forgot on the other ones. Again, we're just going to go in, just take a little bit of that bulk off. And so you don't see the flap when it's matted. And it gives a much cleaner look. Okay. We can start at the top. And turn it over. Whoops. We're going to remove our backing. Okay, there we go. And you want to make sure that you have, yes, this is my top. Whoops, they want my glue. Okay, and this piece is going to line up. And again, before you go ahead and stick it down, do a dry fit. Make sure it's going to fit widthwise. And mine is actually like a hair, just a hair off. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to trim with scissors. I should do this with my paper trimmer. But we're just going to take just a hair off and check that and see how it's looking. It's looking better. Okay, and we're going to line this up at this corner over to here and not go over that score line. Make sure you're even. Go ahead and push that down and burnish it. Okay. Turn it right side up again. Fold that flap up. Take our other piece. Again, make sure it's going to fit. Which, of course, it's off a little bit because it's the same sheet of paper. So, again, I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. Just take that little bit off. And I can always even this out later if it's a little bit crooked. Okay. I'm going to take our tape off. Our tape backing. And again, we're going to line this up starting over here in this corner. And just make sure we do not go over that other score line, because it can always be trimmed off the edge. I'm having issues this morning. Let's line this up. Okay, and then burnish that down. Hold on, guys. I have to blow my nose again. Be right back. Okay, back again. And now, when I was talking about some of the pages repeating, here's page 4. This is my little prototype over here. That's on the first fin. And then on the next fin, we're having a matching flap. Like that. Okay, so like I mentioned, some of the pages are going to repeat. Like this one, which is our page 4, which is on the first fin. And then the first one on the second fin is going to be the same. But I think what we're going to do, though, is do something different on the insides. So same on the outside, a little bit different on the inside. But let's get this one put together, get this one put aside. Okay, grabbing my next base, and I do not have this stuff laid out really well. Next page base, let me put those over there. Okay. And I forgot to put the tape on the other one. I think, did I? I don't know. Anyway, this is our next one. So our tape is going on the back And yes, I do believe I forgot to put the tape on the second page. That's all right. We'll get it right. So this one, the tape goes on the back. Okay. There we go. Burnish that down. Okay, let's turn it. Well, before we turn it back over, let's fold over and burnish that score line. Hi, Frankie. The Hubs and Frankie are downstairs. Hey, bud. Okay. I actually moved his pet bed from the living room down in here below my table. Whoa. Okay. I just had an avalanche, guys. This is the studio. Sorry for the reach. The studio getting real. Okay. Well, that was embarrassing. You all right, buddy? There's my album cover. Let me put it there. Let me try to put that stuff on. Wow. Did not expect that to happen. Okay. So what happens when you need to clean and you don't get around to it. Things fall on you. Okay. Back to page 5, which is just going to be a repeat of our last one. So, same measurements, 7 inches wide, cut off at 4.5 inches, score a 1/2 inch at the top, score a 1/2 inch at the bottom, tape on the front, and we are going to fold over and burnish our flap here for the top, and cut off those corners. Turn our page upside down. Guys, I have to take my sweater off. It's getting warm under this light. I have one light. It's LEDs, but still, it's light and it's hot. It gets very hot. Okay. You can see I still have like my coffee nightshirt still on. So, told you it was early. Okay, there's that tape backing. And let me get my glue stick because it did fall. Okay. A little bit of glue stick. And again, we're going to line this up at the top. Bless you. Sneezes from the other room. Line it up at the top. Making sure you do not go over that score line. Fold that down. And again, I'm over a little bit, but I'm going to wait this time to trim. I'll probably do it off camera, but it's easier to kind of trim this way and trim down. Okay. So there is the top flap. Here's our bottom flap. I'm going to fold and burnish. How am I doing on time? Coming up on a 1/2 hour. Not too bad. Not too great, but not too bad. But that's one reason why I pre-cut and taped everything and scored. So I didn't want this to be like a 3-hour video. Okay, save you guys the boredom of having to watch me for that long. No, just kidding. Okay, we're going to line that up on the bottom. And again, something like this, you can actually keep your top flap down. And you can line while you're at the bottom. Make sure you're lined up with the top flap as well, so that everything is matchy-matchy. And there we go. Put that down, and I'm see if I can slide that down a little bit. Okay, I did get a little bit high on that one, so that's no problem though. Just readjust that score line a little bit at the bottom. Because my glue, for some reason, my glue stick. Oh, there we go. I got to move a little bit. Okay, burnish that down. there was that page. We're going to flip over for page 6. Okay. And for this one, going to need one piece at the bottom that is 4.5 inches high by 8 inches wide. And again, we're going to score 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Tape on the front. I don't know why I keep saying that, but you guys can see it, but you know. And we're going to cut our corners to get rid of our bulk. Okay. And burnish down our sides. And like I said, we are going to add some magnets in here, but we will do that when we go ahead and mat the pages, because some of them I'm still not sure what I want to do. So, talk about crafting on the fly, right? Okay, so this time, again, we're just going to take the bottom off. You can add a little bit of your glue stick. And again, make sure it fits, okay? We're going to match that up again, never crossing our score line. Okay. Press it down and then burnish. And then you're going to need 2 pieces that are 6.5 inches high and 4 inches wide. One is going to get scored 1/2 inch on the right, and one would get scored 1/2 inch on the left. Okay. Again, tape on the front. All of these are flaps, so pretty much the tape is going to be on the front on all of them since they're flaps. Okay, we're going to fold and burnish both of them at the same time. Get that done and over with. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to turn my page upside down. Okay. And these are going to make little doors. So they're going to go this way. So what we're going to do, we will start on the outside. Add your glue stick. And again, this is the one that, the restick, that it will restick for like 5 minutes and then it's permanent. So I'm actually going to fold this way, turn it this way. Going to match it up right at the corner, hopefully. So match it along the top and the side. Okay. Then burnish that down. And this little bit of hangover here is something I can trim that you're seeing from underneath. Okay, now we're going to get our other side. Now this is something where you may need to, I know I usually do, you may need to adjust your score lines, and I will show you what I mean. Let's get this side on, turn it this way. And this one gets lined up just on that side of the score line and against the top, along the top. Okay, burnish that down. Okay, now these are going to be doors that meet evenly. So, mine are still almost there. So what you're going to do is just make sure that they meet. And then you can make that and adjust your score line. And we can adjust this one. just, you can go back and forth a little bit with it. Something like this, I never get it on the first time for whatever reason. And then they meet evenly. Okay, and what's going to happen? The pocket will be underneath, and they will be over the top. And I will probably have to readjust it again because I just closed it down over the pocket. Not a big deal. But you get the idea. Okay. There are those pages. Let's put that aside. And we are moving on to page 7. Let's get another base page. And we are going to fold and burnish. And this one, because it's going to be on the right side of the fin, we are going to put the tape on the front. Sorry about my throat, guys. Let me tape down. Again, I just have it's still the 3/8 inch square tape. Okay. Burnish that down. Oh, my nose. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Pages 7 and 8. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, back again. Okay, page 7. This is going to be an interesting one. Again, it's something I haven't tried before. So, what the heck, right? We're going to be doing that throughout this series, trying different things at least I haven't done before. So this one is going to start with one page that is 9.5 inches high and 8 inches wide. And again, we're going to score on 3 sides. And we're going to, you can tape on the front. It's fine because we'll be flipping it over. Okay, so tape. Let's cut our corners here. I really do need to get some kind of a garbage bowl. Okay, let's see. And let's fold and burnish these. And as we're moving along here, I will show you how this will come together. Okay. Then this is our next piece, which is 8.5 inches high, 7 inches wide. Score a 1/2 inch at the bottom. Tape on the front. Okay, we're going to burnish this score line. Now this is another one. We're not going to put it quite together yet. We're just going to prep everything because everything has to be matted. And there's one more piece that is 5 inches high by 7 wide. Scored a 1/2 inch at the top. Now what this is going to be, it is going to be a pocket, well, an envelope basically that's going to flip. So here's our base page. What's going to happen, this is the bottom of our envelope, the back. This piece, I know it's going to sound confusing, don't let it confuse you. This piece is going to attach with the flap left open, okay? So it's going to be this way. It's going to attach to the back piece. And then this, which is our flap, is going to, I should do the other way. Sorry about that. Like I said, I have not played with a lot of these yet. They're just ideas that were in my head. This is going to attach on the back and come over like the front pocket. The one thing that we will be doing though is on this piece, we're going to be using something, and this is a very large cut. We're going to take something that is a pretty good sized circle, And we are going to cut out a half circle so that we have somewhere, it'd be easy to put photo mats inside. But we will wait to do all of this until we mat it in our next video so that this and our paper is even. Okay, so let me put this aside somewhere. Okay, funny story about glasses like this. And like I said, they're very big. When I lived in Tennessee, in Nashville, there was a place called the Gersthaus. And it was a really, really good German restaurant. And they had those, they called them fish bowls. And that's what their beer was served in. They weighed a ton, but they were so fun. Okay. Anyway, moving along. There's that page. Like I said, we're going to put this aside. I'm just going to clip everything together for this one, so I don't lose any parts. Okay. And this, let me show you my little prototype here. Okay, I didn't make the flap long enough on this one, but this is how it's going to look. See, with this, and then the flap will come over, and then it folds down this way. Okay. Next page. We are going to need... I'm looking like, what is that extra piece? It was just my page number. Okay. Again, burnished. It's already burnished from the other. The brain not working. Okay. You need one piece, 9 inches high, 6 inches wide. Score a ½ inch on the left-hand side. Turn this sideways. My little tool here. Actually, let me clip my corners. Every time I say clip my corners, I think clip my wings. It's kind of funny. Okay. I know, bad thought, early in the morning. Okay, take the tape backing off. And this one, our large side is going to go. Let me put some glue stick on there so I can line this up really well. Okay. Along the outer edge, we're going to line this up. Okay, press that down and then burnish. And then our other piece is 10 inches high, 3.5 inches wide. And you're going to score a ½ inch on the top, the bottom, and on the right-hand side. And then we're going to clip. Okay. Fold and burnish everything. Okay. And this piece, for now, we're just going to attach the long sides since we still have to mat everything. So we're going to take... My tape decided to come up. That's a weird thing. Okay, since that happened, I'm going to put a little bit of Bailey art glue there. And just to hold that down. Okay. And we are just going to take this and we are going to line it up on that line of our score, that side of our score line. Make sure it is nice and even. Okay, so this is going to make our pocket, and then this is going to cover over that side. Okay, and then this is another one of them where we're going to have the opposing page is going to be the same. So, let's see, let me get... Okay, it's our fifth base page. We are going to fold and burnish our little tab here. Okay. And this one, we're going to put the tape on the back. And I'm just putting my tape like in the middle of the space. You could use, and I probably should have used 1/2 inch and covered the whole thing, but it's all right. I can always add glue or glue stick, and that'll help it hold as well. Okay, burnish our tape down and turn it over. So page 9 is going to be the exact same that we just did on page 8. So again, we are going to have 9 inches by 6. And we're going to, this time, we are going to score a 1/2 inch on the right-hand side. Burnish that flap. Clip our corners. Okay, remove our backing. And I got glue on the front, but it's okay. It'll dry. It'll be covered again anyway. Okay. So once again, we are going to match up along the edges. There we go. Burnish that down. And then our next piece is the same pocket, which is 10 inches by 3.5. Score to the top, bottom, and on the left-hand side. And we will clip those corners. And I know I'm going a little fast, so if you guys have any questions, just leave them down in the comment box below, and I will get to them right away. Fold and burnish all of these. And again, we're just going to remove the long side since we have to mat everything. And we're going to mat before we put the pages in the album. I think that'd be the easiest way. So, glue stick. Okay, and we're going to once again line up, not crossing over that score line. There we go. So this time, our pocket will be on this side. Okay. Turning over for page 9. No, 10. So I'm looking at the wrong stuff. Okay. The first piece you're going to need is 6.5 inches high, 8 inches wide, and we're going to score 1/2 inch on the sides and the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to burnish all of our score lines. And this one is going to attach at the bottom. Let's take that piece of tape backing off. And again, we're not going to go over that score line. Line it up on the bottom. Come on, little fella. And I am off a little bit, which I should have tried to fit it first. Let's see if I can pull it over just a tad. There was a little bit of room to play with over here. Okay. Burnish that down here. And before I attach the sides, I will adjust my score lines a little bit. Okay, there's that one. And then we have another piece that is 4.5 inches high, 8 inches wide. Scored a 1/2 inch on the sides and the bottom. Okay. And don't forget, guys, that I do have a Facebook group, and it is Mrs. Izzy's Crafty Hangout, and we'd love to see you there. Right now we're just getting to know each other, but I'm hoping maybe at some point to do some swaps. We'll see. But this is a second pocket that is going to go on the front of this one. Just like that. But I think for ease of matting, we're going to wait to attach this one until we're putting everything together. So there is another page. And we are down to our last 2 pages. Well, 2 sides. Okay, last one. Let's fold and burnish. And this one, since it's going to be on the back of our fin, we're going to put our tape on the top. What's my time? 51 minutes. Not too bad. Not bad for making 12 pages, huh? Okay, let's burnish that down. Okay, here's this page. And page 11. I did not do this in a prototype. I thought it up in my head, and I just cut out my cardstock. So we will see how this goes. Guys, I'll be right back again. Okay. For page 11. The first 2 pieces you need are both 9 inches high, 4.5 inches wide. And you're going to score on one a 1/2 inch on the right and the other 1/2 inch on the left. And I have glue stick on my table, which actually this mat is a mess. Anyway, we're going to burnish, clip my corners, and it got them. And if something ever gets on, like on your cardstock, it's not a big deal because we're gonna mount them anyway. So don't worry about it. Don't freak out. But if it does bother you, just remember, use your little adhesive eraser, and it, for the most part, will come right off. There we go. Okay, we're going to take one. Jeez. Okay. Take our tape backing off. bit of glue stick. Okay, this first one, we are going to line up, again, not crossing over our score line, but just right up to it, and on the top and on the bottom. Okay, there's our first one. Burnish that down. And then our second side. Which, put them upside down, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. It does not matter. Okay. Clip our corners. And then this one, you guessed it, on this side. Lined up corners and edges. There we go, and burnish that one. Okay. Our next pieces are, they're all the same. They're all the 4.5 inches wide, but these are 8 inches high. Okay. Because in theory this works. So, but what I should have done, and again, do as I say, not as I do. I should have started with my smaller ones and built inward. And well, what can you do, right? We all make mistakes. Okay, and again, we're going to, like I said, score on the right, on the left. Burnish these. Both. Goodness gracious. Now I'm going to wait to put these down. I'm going to do the smaller ones first, like I should have waited for these. The last one, same 4.5, 7 inches high. Scored right and left, taped. And then we'll fold over and burnish those. I'm going to start with my shortest ones. Again, when you do yours, start all together with the short ones and work your way in. Okay. Going to add some glue stick, and I'm going to line it up on top of our long ones. And I'm going to do my best to center it. There we go. Now you can measure if you'd like to make sure that you're in the center. But once you put one side down, you have to make sure that the other side is even with this one. So, I keep mine down like that. And then besides lining up along the edge, I line them up as well. Come on up. There we go. Okay. Let that go. Then we open. We move our backing. But I am just making a mess over there, aren't I? Add a little bit of glue stick. And then this piece, and like I said, do work your way out to in, not like I'm doing. This will go right along here, not crossing that score line, and right in the middle. That. And then we'll do our other. And once everything is matted, you won't really be able to tell that I made a mistake. So, not really a big deal. And if I wanted to, I could have cut this out and just redid it, but... Okay, glue stick. And again, making sure that these are going to line up. Not going over our score line. Go. Burnish that down. And so we will have this, and this, and this. There's that page. And this one is a little bit bulky, but it looks really cool. And I did not get all the way to my, over as far as I would have liked to, but you know what? It's all right. I can always, again, adjust that score line. It's still a little loosey-goosey from the glue stick. There we go, lined up a little bit better. Okay, and again, we are going to be using magnets. Let's flip this over. And our last page, 12, is going to be like our very first page. So again, we have two that are 6.5 inches high by 4 inches wide. One is scored at the top, one is scored at the bottom. And I have like glue stick schmutz there all over the place. Okay. So we will do our bottom top. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Jeez, magnets. Clip my corners here. Fold and burnish. Remove the backing. And by the way, if you are liking this video, even though it is crazy, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. And when the bell icon appears, once you subscribe, if you click all, YouTube should notify you every time I upload a video. Okay, again, this one, now we are going to do it opposite though. So let me see. Let me see what I did. So this one, this flap is going to go on the inside on the bottom. Up to that score line. Okay, and burnish that in. And now in 2 weeks, when we come back, we are going to be again, matting all of our pages and putting them in our album and decorating. But what we're going to do on Wednesday for our video, we are going to make a journal to go in on the back cover. So it's going to be like a twofold next time. Okay, now this one, if you turn it around, this one is going to go up in this corner, the outer edge. Okay. There are those. And then again, we have two more pieces that are 7 high, 5.5 inches wide, scored 1/2 inch on the right and on the left. I think the one thing that each of the albums is going to have, because they're all going to be different, they're probably binded differently and they're just playing around. They will all have a journal, though, in them. I thought it would be a neat addition this time. Okay. Since each book is basically covering like 3 months, I thought it would be fun. Okay, now this one, our first flap is going to go, open these, on the inside, right up against our tab, and right up against that inner score line there. There we go. And then our next one will go down here at the bottom. Cut my edges, clip my wings. Okay. I have got glue stick all over my fingers right now. It's not the most pleasant feeling. Okay. There we go. And I should have folded and burnished before I put glue on there. That's all right. Okay, we are going to match this up. Do not go over that upper score line on that little flap. There we go. And then I will burnish everything down. Okay. That was our last page. Okay. And like I said, we will... There we go. We will be back in 2 weeks when we mat everything, put everything into our album, and on that Friday, that Wednesday, we will be making our journal that goes in the back. So I hope to see you then. Have a great one, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.